Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Nuggets News. We're here with our friend Trader Cobb. How you going, Craig?
Yeah, good mate. Good. Well rested and back. Happy.
Energized. I mean, there hasn't been a lot happening in the market, so you've chosen a good time to take some family time away from the screen. But let's. Do you want to jump in and talk about what you've been looking at? You know, is this the bottom? What would convince you? Bring up your charts if you like, or how do you want to do it?
Yeah, sure. Look, let me throw the charts up. I'll get this bad boy running and take you through what I'm looking at. Can you see the charts there now?
We're going full screen. Yep.
All right, beautiful. All right, cool. So, look, what I'm really interested in is the way things are shaping up. I'll cover a couple of points. I'll try and keep it as brief as possible, but there's a little bit to cover. Um, I've been waiting for a very clear higher low for a while and a very clear reversal of trend. Now, before a reversal of trend to occur, we need a higher low, then we need a higher high. Now, the higher high will occur when we break through the high of this candle. We have what could potentially be a higher low right now. Now, if we look at history repeating itself, look back here, we saw a higher low here, but this is look at how different the chart structure was back here. Look at how big the candles were. Look at it now. It's much more calm and placid, much more tradable. Now we haven't seen a clear higher low, not clear like this. Like we saw one potentially over here, and we talked through that, but we never actually broke through here to create the higher high. So therefore, it wasn't a higher low. We're seeing this really nice pattern starting to form. Now come back a step. Come back to where are we? When we broke up through 3,000, we retested 3,000. Check this out, right? Higher low, higher high, and then straight away after that, we got a great little trading opportunity in a crypto cradle, and from that was really the catalyst for the market to start to get its skates on. And look, it just obviously, as we all recall, that were around back then, it was absolutely Burko, amazing. Now I haven't had my company Trader Cobb and the education and public strategies throughout a bull run, so I'm pretty much frothing to see this go to a new higher high and show everyone what I can actually do, not just in a bear market but in a bull market. Now come forward a little step. So the daily is starting to look really good. And if we break above the high here, we'll have a higher low, higher high. That's when I will be, hands in pockets. I am a bull, flat out. Here I am. Let's do this. Second thing is this. Throughout this period of time, we did see the market increasing. Now, I was saying to the people that are watching me and listening to what I'm saying that I wasn't comfortable trading through here, and this is the reason why. We jumped down to the 1 hour and let's analyze the way the buying came in. It was a big spike, then it sold off. Big spike, sold off. Big spike. So the Bart Simpsons, I think people were calling it. Now I went right down into the detail of these because I'm a pretty lonely person, and I like to see what's going on and try and understand it. And you can see, like on the 15 minute, like we went on this one candle 357 to 590 something, $250 moves, and then most of those moves were happening in like a 5 minute candle or a 1 minute candle even. And look back here. I mean, it was just this is not natural. This is not normal market conditions. Now, what we're seeing, if we come forward to today, we're seeing a very different market. We're seeing buying opportunity, so buying coming in, but not off the charts, not crazy. It's been waves of buying, which I like to see. Up, pulling back, up, pulling back. The market is now looking much more accepting that the buyers have returned. It looks like it's crowd participation as opposed to just, dare I say, potentially market manipulation. So that's what I'm looking for. And if we break to new highs, that's where I'll be pretty keen on that. Uh, you know, on being bullish once again.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, it's probably one thing to touch on was the low volatility and what's causing those spikes. So sometimes it can be just those bots and algorithms. And a lot of the time, the whales will push markets around when they see a lot of shorts building and it's a thinly traded time of day, middle of the night in the US, and they'll just push the market up. And those shorts get liquidated, then they'll drop the market down, and the longs get liquidated. And you're just sort of always taking off money
Yeah.
off people that are over leveraged or whatever. Whereas now, the fact that they're not pushing the market back into the direction, it means they're kind of, it's the first signs of staying out of the way of a bull market if it's resuming. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I love your theories because they're different to mine and they make sense to me as well. You're much more expert on the whale sentiment than I am. I just sort of just stick to reading the charts. But look, it makes sense, and I've been trying to work out. Look, I put my hand on my heart and say I can't work. I don't know why it's happening. Your explanation is a good one. It's less manipulated, and that means that there's more community support, less of just I don't know why they do it. Perhaps it is to shake the market out. I don't know. Maybe they're making a buck out of it somehow, but it doesn't appear to be like that this time around. Now, of course, we've still got a long way to go. We're not out of the woods yet, but we
Yeah.
are starting to see a little bit better sentiment out there, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to bring up the chart now and just sort of talk about my base
Mm.
case. So, what I think is the most likely thing to happen. And the only reason that I'm sort of hesitant to, and I mean, I'm always, underlying reasonably bullish because I believe in this so much long term, but
Yeah.
because there's right near the record amount of longs, and I just don't see a way. Never, in the history that I can remember in the years, has everyone been right. So everyone goes a margin, everyone bets long, and everyone's right. You've got to think about, well, who's on the other side of that trade? And that's the only thing that's kind of erring me a little bit, that I'd actually like to see that one more washout. Maybe it's the news that the ETF doesn't get approved, and a lot of people say, "Oh, geez, nothing's ever going to, push this market higher again." And just when everyone gives up and we have a flush to 5,000, all those longs would give up, and that's probably a perfect way for a bottom to form. But if you're sort of leaning bullish now, another scenario is that, well, we don't just get a huge spike and all those people on margin don't get to make a lot of money. It's just this kind of slow grind higher, and everyone's not really sure, and that could also be a possibility.
Couldn't argue with that. Couldn't argue it at all. Bang on.
But yeah, anything else that you've noticed in terms of sentiment? I mean, I've noticed new people coming into this space, and I've noticed the people that are still here that are starting to understand how this works. They're saying, geez, the price is going down, but there's been 7 good announcements this week. If you know where you're looking, all your friends at work are laughing at you and saying, how's your Bitcoin going? You say, well, actually, there's, 4 institutions started buying this week, and it's actually going really well behind the scenes, but the price is going down. Are you noticing anything like that?
Yeah, look, I mean, my point of view is, I can tell you from today's point of view, I do a top 100 scan 5 days a week, right? Of against US dollar and against Bitcoin, because they're the two areas that the biggest trading volume is. There's a lot within the 100 in against the US dollar that we just simply can't trade just yet, but I do it for educational purposes to help and to point things out. The more charts you see, eventually, the better you get. And I can tell you now, my watch list today has about, I can't remember how many it is exactly, but I can show it to you if you want to see it. But it's quite heavy, and it's heavy weighted against Bitcoin pairings. There's a lot of top 10 against the dollar that are starting to trend nicely now. For example, Lumens or Stellar Lumens is now now in an uptrend. A lot of the top 10 are starting to form the correct sort of patterns, and they're very close to reversing those trends. But there's a lot of opportunity out there right now. Stalking list for today, my watch list is quite big. I mean, I did a video for your members, Alex, today, showing the entire watch list, and the video is like 9 minutes long. Very rarely is a watch list video that long. There is opportunity out there. You just got to know where to look.
Yeah, and I like it when you bring up points that you don't realize that we've been talking about in a different manner. So you just said then that on your scan list, a lot of coins are setting up good traded against Bitcoin, which
Yeah.
we never look at. Personally, I only ever look at USD charts most of the time. But in a video recently, we spoke about the relationship between gold miners and gold junior miners, and how before gold bottoms, sometimes people like to look at, well, where's the leverage plays? If gold is going to bottom soon, if
Yeah.
Bitcoin is going to bottom soon, I'm going to get more bang for buck from gold junior miners. And in our world, it's more bang for buck from altcoins. So it's very
Yeah.
interesting that you've just pointed that out in the charts, because that's a fundamentals thing that we've been looking at pretty closely. As you say, the Coinbase news pushed stuff like Stellar, but there's a lot of coins that haven't had anything necessarily good, such as Neo, where I don't think they're going to revisit those lows. And I think we've seen enough people say, right, I don't care if I'm not picking the bottom, this is awesome long-term value and starting to come in.
Correct. Mate, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I've actually got, what's it, the Americans call it chicken skin. It's got goosebumps sort of listening to what you're saying. That's sort of lie. That's no bullshit there. I'm really like, I can't wait to. I'm just so ready. A lot of the members, myself included, it's been frustrating when the markets aren't doing a great deal. Look, we have been getting short trades. Don't get me wrong, we've been doing well. Shorts have been going fine. Yeah, whatever. But it's not what I'm here for. I'm not here for the odd short. Even though the trades are doing well and we're getting good rewards and risk ratios out of them, I'm not here for that. I'm here for what's going up. And when it, like, between September to, I mean, even before, but September to December, man, we did well through that period. But I wasn't public then. It was just me trading. I can't wait to see that again. It's going to be amazing. It's just, I'm so pumped for that. I mean, hope is not a strategy. It's not a strategy. But
Yeah.
the signs are starting to show up again. We might actually Get it. Come
Yeah.
on.
And I mean, out of, I think on YouTube we're 33,000 subscribers, and let's say that between 1 and 5,000 watch each video. So, it's that 10% of people that have hung in and are still keen and excited about the
Active.
tech that are most likely going to benefit the most once this all returns. And it's just, I just love this cycle about those that tend to care about the tech and do the research are the ones that tend to get rewarded in the long run. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the same with anything. You stick at something long enough, you get better at it. You suck at the start, and you practice, and practice, and you get better, and away we go. And it's the same here. I'm pumped. I'm probably additionally enthusiastic because I just had a bunch of time out.
Yeah.
I haven't been in my office for 16 days. I've been in Malaysia, Hong Kong, Melbourne, Noosa. I've been all over the place. It's so nice. I mean, I love what I do. It's so fun. And now I'm back in my spaceship office with all my screens around me. I'm so happy to be here. I just really hope we see the markets come back so I can make a bunch of money, and so can I guess everyone who's watching, really.
Let's hope so. Maybe that's a future episode as well, talking about all the mistakes we made when we started trading as well. I think people will like that.
That's a weak episode, that one.
Awesome. Okay, well, thanks for joining us, Craig. We'll talk again soon, guys.
No worries, guys. Thanks so much, Alex. Have a good one, everyone.
Cheers.
Bye.